this has kind of been talked about on council floor a little bit over the last couple of months. With Tim Dietz, our superintendent of LDOT retiring, we are taking the opportunity to create a public works department. And I want everyone to know that this is something that we did not take lightly. We've been talking about this with the LDOT management staff and the city engineer, the assistant city engineer, for the last couple of months, probably the last 3 months plus. And we've been meeting regularly to discuss, what are the pros, what are the cons. We found way more pros than we did cons. And so now we've decided to move forward with the Public Works Department, which means that the Department of Transportation will become the Division of Transportation and report to. This is not a new model. This is actually a model, the Public Works model is found throughout the United States in similar size municipalities as well as larger. So as part of this process, because we are eliminating the superintendent position for transportation, what we think is going to happen is that the responsibilities that Tim had as the superintendent, those responsibilities will be split between the city engineer, the assistant city engineer, Charlie, who was the operations manager, as well as Heather Snyder, who is the administrative assistant. So what we are asking to do is give each of them a raise to accommodate taking on some of these extra tasks and roles and new responsibilities. So as you saw in my email on Friday, we are asking to take the city engineer from a range 33 to a 35. We're asking to take the assistant engineer from a 27 to a 30. We are asking to change the LDOT operations manager to the deputy director of transportation, and that would be from a range 24 or 21 to a 24. Those are all in the management ordinance. In the non-management ordinance, we're asking to take Heather, the administrative assistant, to an office manager, and that's from a range G to a range J. And again, it's these 4 positions because we feel these are the 4 positions that are getting impacted the most by taking on some additional responsibilities by eliminating that superintendent position. And with that, I will open it up to any questions.
Ms. Cohen.
Carrie, one of the things I had asked you earlier was what was the financial impact of these decisions, and it's positive, so can you share that with everyone?
Absolutely. So if we're just looking at salaries alone, we are saving $83,000 a year in salaries alone, and that does not include the health insurance that we were paying for that superintendent position or other fringe benefits.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you for that. Mm-hmm. We don't have any additional legislation that we're introducing tonight, so we'll move on to department updates. Do we have any department updates for this evening? Ms. Cruz.
I just want to give you a heads up. As part of our construction contract with on the Upper Hocking Water Pollution Control Facility, we were required to provide builder's risk insurance, which we have, but unfortunately, somehow the 2024 invoice went astray, and I didn't receive it until last week. So even though we've paid all the other invoices since 2022, this is the one that I still need to pay. And so you will see next meeting a then and now certificate request for this project. And I would just appreciate it if you could pass it since we are severely delinquent on this invoice.
Any questions for Denise? Seeing that, thank you for the heads up.
Thank you.
Mrs. Carter.
Good evening, everyone. I have just a couple things. The first one is a departmental update. I'm going to read a testimonial sent to the mayor from recipients of our roof program. We live on Brumfield Road in Lancaster. We are both 93 years old and on Social Security, and last year found out that our roof was going bad. My husband has Parkinson's and is a veteran. Our son heard about the grant the city has and checked on it, and we were approved. It was an answer to our prayers as we did not know how we could pay for a new roof. Everyone in your office worked together, and the last week of April 2026, Savcon, which is one of our contractors, was here putting on a roof, gutters, and a radon system. We thank God for all of you and all the help from the grant. This is just a little something to demonstrate how these programs are making a positive impact on our community. I also wanted to do just kind of an update on where we are with our other projects. We were able to do 11 home repair projects with our program year 2025 grant. 5 of them are already completed. We have 6 that are under construction right now. Under our public facility improvement funds, we were able to do a roof replacement for community action and a new and safer fence for the lighthouse. We were also able to give funds to the Harcum House for equipment for their sensory room and new playground equipment for 4 parks in low to moderate income areas, including Utica, Mayer, Hawking, and Glasgow. And I think if you've been to some of those parks recently, you know how much that was needed. Our housing and neighborhood team has been working hard to make an impact for our fellow community members, and it shows. So major kudos to Michelle, Tammy, Robert, and Summer. As for our building and zoning teams, it's construction season, so we are busy, 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 and even more busy. But kudos to both of those teams for their hard work and how well they're handling it. The second thing that I have is, as Stephanie Bosco alluded into her email update, Casto has submitted their final plat to the Planning Commission, which will be reviewed this Thursday. If approved, this will be heading your way at the June 22nd meeting. Typically, I would refrain from commenting until the Planning Commission has voted. However, when this legislation comes to you, Casto is requesting 1 vote and an emergency. The reason behind this request is to start construction in June. The goal is to complete the public improvements this construction season. Substantial completion of these improvements will be key to closing a single-family developer, which, as we all know, is much needed in the city. We do have Chris Tumblin here from Casco if anyone has any questions.
Any questions? Mr. Bizjack.
Thank you. Could the person who's from Casto raise their hand just because we got a big crowd? Oh, thank you. All right, that's all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other questions on that? Seeing none. Any other department updates? Seeing none, I will.
Corey.
There you go.
I wanted to make certain there were no other updates first. Our safety committee may be touching on this later, but I also thought that I would just quickly give an update on behalf of the police department. Chief Snyder's at a training, so he could not be here this evening. We were approached by St. Mary's School to provide a resource officer for the upcoming school year. I think that many around the table know that we've talked about providing resource officers for our local schools over the last several years. We've not been able to accommodate it in the past. We think that with St. Mary's financial support that we can do this, and timing's everything. We feel like we have enough staff that we can do this. So we are currently working with the law director's office on an agreement, but we will be coming forth with legislation at the next meeting to enter into an agreement with St. Mary's to provide a resource officer for this school year, for the upcoming school year. And with that, I don't know if the mayor has anything to add or if there are any questions around the table.
I have a question.
Yes.
I think it was discussed in safety, but is it just one officer?
Correct.
That they're
Yes.
okay.
Correct.
So I would just follow up with, we've been, as a city and as a police department, feeling that it was important that we have a presence inside the schools, inside the city, including Lancaster High School and the junior highs. The sheriff's office is there and they do a fine job, but when someone calls 911, they're calling the city of Lancaster. So even the sheriff's office. So if they call 911 from General Sherman Junior High School, Lancaster City Police is responding. It makes it much more efficient to have our officers on site to begin a situation should it arise. This is one step forward in that direction. And the sheriff knows our position. And certainly the schools know our position. So this is actually a huge benefit to LPD and to St. Mary's and to the community to have an officer on site. And in this case, St. Mary's would be paying the salary and benefits of that person for the period of time they're in the school, which is 9 months out of the year. So this is not a new conversation. It's been going on for many years. This is just the first opportunity we've had that we felt that we could do this and it would be paid for by St. Mary's. So.
Any questions? Any other department updates? I'll kick it over to President Porter for tonight's meeting prep.
Thank you, Chairman Schoonover. This evening, we have one executive session, which will take place as noted in the schedule at the end of the meeting. When we go into an executive session, the audience will be free to leave if you so choose. If they wish to stay, you can stay here in the room. We have to come back into the room and adjourn the meeting after that executive session. So that will be the only item that will take place after the executive session this evening. Also, given the fact that we have a very large audience this evening, if you are planning on speaking at the podium, our rules are such that it's voters and taxpayers, meaning that you vote and are a resident of the city of Lancaster, or you pay taxes to the city of Lancaster through your income tax or some other means. And you're limited to 3 minutes to your topic. You're addressing council and not asking questions, so we have an opportunity to listen. And we thank you all for your attendance this evening. That's it.
Great, thank you. Do we have any other discussion items for finance? Seeing none, I will accept a motion. We adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. We are adjourned at 6:37.
The regular meeting of Lancaster City Council will commence at 6:45.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Life moves fast, and Buckeye is here to keep you moving. New dream job? Celebrate with a ride that feels just as exciting. Passing the keys to your new teen driver? Treat yourself to an upgrade you'll love. Family getting bigger? Buckeye's got the perfect spacious, safety-packed vehicle for every new arrival. Wherever life takes you, Buckeye Nissan, Georgesville Nissan, Buckeye Honda, and Buckeye Toyota are ready to drive you forward. Your life, your car, your choice. Choose Buckeye.
please rise if you're able and join us in a moment of prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and finally, the wisdom to know the difference. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, if all council members would turn on their mics. I now call the June 8th, 2026 Lancaster City Council meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes.
Here.
Mr. Bizjack.
Here.
Mr. Carr.
Here.
Ms. Cohen.
Here.
Mrs. Hoop. Here. Mr. Nisely.
Here.
Mr. Ogg.
Here.
Mr. Schoonover.
Here.
Ms. Smiley.
Here.
And Mr. Sully.
Here.
Let the record reflect all 10 members of Lancaster City Council are present this evening. We now move to the reading and disposing of the journal.
I have regular meeting minutes dated May 18, 2026.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the journal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the journal. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Reports of city officials.
I have 8 of them this evening. Email dated May 19, 2026, regarding a request for special meeting of council submitted by Councilmember Bizjack. Email dated May 26, 2026, regarding Friends of the Lancaster Parks invite submitted by Councilmember Ailes. Email dated May 27, 2026, regarding a guest speaker bio at Lancaster Parks meeting submitted by Councilmember Ailes. Email dated June 2nd, 2026, regarding City Hall renovation update submitted by Service Safety Director Carrie Woody. Email dated May 15, 2026. I did that backwards. Regarding June 11th Planning Commission submitted by City Planner Chaslin Carter. Emails dated June 7th, 2026, regarding explanations on temporary ordinances 58-26 and 59-26, submitted by Environmental Engineer Denise Cruz. Email dated June 8th, 2026, regarding House Bill 184 confidentiality webinar, submitted by President Porter. Email dated June 8th, 2026, regarding April and May income tax collections, submitted by Tax Commissioner Amy Hamilton.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the reports of city officials.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the reports of city officials. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We now move to communications.
I have 2 this evening. An email dated June 2nd, 2026, regarding public records requests on petitions submitted by Meg Froth. An email dated June 3rd, 2026, regarding public records requests submitted by Amber Hawkins with Roque and Blumenthal LLC.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the communications.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the communications. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We have no special presentations or awards this evening. We have no petitions and memorials. We now reach the time for permission of voters and taxpayers to address council, keeping in mind the rules which were already presented to everybody. Is there anybody here this evening that would like to address council?
Good evening. My name is Meg Fruth. I live on Wilson Road. I've lived in Lancaster since 2003. I'm a nurse practitioner, and I have a background in group wellness programs, cardiology, aesthetics, and longevity medicine. I've participated in clinical trials and conducted peer-reviewed research. Tonight, you are hearing from some of our neighbors of working families, community members who have lived in Google's shadow for the past 5 years, and we are here to ask you to be a good neighbor. When considering data center zoning or pre-annexation agreements, you cannot just take Google's word on matters that affect our health, our safety, and our community. They have not been a good neighbor. The existing Google facility has 78 diesel generators, each the size of a semi-truck. They are currently permitted to run 100 hours per year and perform weekly and monthly tests. We all smell them when they run. Peer-reviewed research shows that one industrial diesel generator running 1 hour produces particulate matter equivalent to 660 miles driven by a heavy-duty diesel truck. Multiply that across 78 diesel generators and 100 hours per year. The pollution does not stay on site. Fine particulate matter, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxides travel well over a mile. Major dispersion studies modeling diesel generator clusters found that cancer risks exceed acceptable regulatory thresholds at distances of several hundred meters, even at just 100 per year. Now here's where it gets really worse. Ohio Senate this past month has been hearing testimony on data centers. Some of the testimony came from our power grid, PJM. A PJM representative testified that as the grid gets stressed by all these new data centers coming online, beginning as early as late 2026, they plan to ask data centers to run on their backup generators continuously to avoid blackouts. That's a loophole around the EPA's 100-hour limit. The pollution jumps to more than 400 million diesel truck miles driven in our backyards. What will it be when they double or triple in size? It doesn't get better if you permit behind-the-meter power generation either. Gas-fired generation releases formaldehyde, benzene, and other regulated hazardous air pollutants, and public health research consistently shows that people living within 3,200 feet of a gas plant experience measurably higher rates of respiratory illness, cancer, adverse birth outcomes, and cardiovascular disease. Ohio Revised Code 709.023 requires you to establish appropriate setbacks when you're placing industrial uses next to residentially zoned parcels. You have neighbors here telling their stories tonight. You have the data. You have PJM telling you exactly what's coming. You have a legal and a moral responsibility to protect us with setbacks of a minimum of 1,000 feet, air pollution control measures, and mandatory independent air monitoring at property lines as a condition of any annexation. Because what's being proposed here is not economic development next to us, it's industrial power generation inside our neighborhood. I provided a list of the peer-reviewed research that I've studied, and I have copies of the PJM slide deck for your reference, and I point you to slide 12 and slide 18 of that.
Thank you.
My name is Dan Fruth. I live at 5065 Wilson Road in Lancaster. As we've all observed the activities taken by Google for expansion this calendar year, we've tried to act responsibly to do what we can to protect the tragedy that we've seen happen to the folks on Royalton Road already from happening to us on Wilson Road. We've concluded that the single most important thing that we can do on the local level to mitigate the problems that are presented by the data center is to enact effective setbacks. Anything other than that is an ineffective half measure. Anything other than that is hoping for the best, and we have to eat the consequences of your incorrect guesses should that not be sufficient to protect us. We've worked with Greenfield Township, we've worked with the city, we've had very good meetings with Chaslin Carter, Andrew Lindell, and others. And we had believed that the Code Enforcement and Zoning Committee was ready to advance very effective measures, reasonable measures to protect us. And at the last minute, in the last meeting, those measures were gutted by folks who argued that the city lacked the expertise to know whether or not Mr. Lindell's recommendations were appropriate. My concern is that while our protection has been stalled in committee, Google will not be stalled. That's the concern. The concern is Google is going to come up to you guys and ask for a swift action. They're going to want a pre-annexation agreement. They're going to start moving forward while our protections are bogged down in committee. I'm asking you to focus like a laser on making sure that nothing slides through from Google to undercut us and for them to lock in the existing zoning, which does not protect us and led to the problems on Royalton Road. Don't let that happen. Don't let that be slid through with the guarantee of existing zoning or some half measures. You know, the prior administration that brought in Google originally, I'm sure, and we're all sure, did not intend to hurt any of us. That wasn't the intention. They just didn't realize what was happening or what was going to happen. And nevertheless, we were hurt. And I'm sure you don't intend to hurt us. And I'm sure you also intend to do well. But if you don't take care of the zoning first and make sure that we're protected before moving forward with pre-annexation agreements or anything else, you're going to hurt us just like the last administration did. It'll be different, but we'll be just as hurt. So what I'm asking you for is do not move forward with anything related to Google's expansion until you take care of us first. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to address council this evening?
Good evening, council members. My name is Tom Bigham. I live at 4950 Royalton Road. My family and I have been residents of this community for 10 years. In May of 2023, I was interviewed by Tom Bosco with ABC6 when the Google data center was first being built on our property, behind our property. At that time, I believed the project could coexist with neighboring homes if it was managed responsibly. Today, however, the reality has become very different from what I expected. Over the last several years, Google has acquired additional land and expanded development much closer to our homes. From my property on Royalton Road, what was once open farmland and countryside is now dominated by industrial scale infrastructure, cooling towers, security lighting, and ongoing construction activity. I brought a photograph taken from my property line before and after, along with several others. You want to pass those down? The cooling towers are visible from our property and operate around the clock. At night, the lighting from the facility and construction activities changes the character of the area completely. A couple of weeks ago, we were told there would be a berm to help buffer neighboring homes. What exists today is largely a mound of construction dirt covered in weeds. It does little to nothing to block the view of the facility and does nothing to address the noise. There is ongoing construction activity only a few hundred feet from our home. Beyond that, there's also a constant industrial hum and vibration from the facility itself. Existing regulations do not adequately address infrasound and low-frequency industrial noise, yet many residents experience it every day. Andrew Lundell presented information regarding setbacks of 800 to 1,000 feet would be reasonable compromise, and that 1,500 would provide the greatest protection from noise and infrasound impacts. Yet some discussions now involve setbacks as small as 250 feet. I do not believe placing industrial infrastructure that close to homes is in the best interest of Lancaster residents. Some people have suggested that Royalton residents have spent years receiving outreach, negotiations, and opportunities to work directly with Google. That has not been my experience at all. My family received a generic letter last fall indicating an unnamed client might be interested in purchasing our properties. Nothing meaningful has ever followed. There's been no negotiations, no Google representatives with authority to make commitments, no serious discussion about any kind of mitigations, compensation, or any long-term impacts. Meanwhile, Google continues to build. Council members, Google is deeply invested in Lancaster. They have existing infrastructure here. They need this location. Requiring setbacks, independent monitoring, and meaningful protections will not cause them to abandon the project. What I'm asking for is reasonable. Require independent noise monitoring at residential property lines. Do not rely on Google self-reporting. Require setbacks of 1,000 feet from residential property lines for development. Require berms and acoustic barriers to be used in addition to setbacks, not as substitutes for them. Replace the existing berm with a professionally engineered visual and acoustic barrier at Google's expense. And most importantly, make these requirements enforceable conditions with meaningful penalties, not voluntary commitments or verbal assurances.
You've reached your 3 minute.
This is not about
Sir, you
opposing Google. It is
Sir,
about opposing technology.
Sir, you've reached your 3 minute limit. Thank you.
That's it.
So first of all, I usually don't read off a prompter like I'm going to do, but
If you could,
shout out to you
sir,
guys, man.
sir,
Yeah.
if you could introduce yourself
I will.
and give your name and address.
Sure.
And do.
Got it. So my name is Jonathan Rick DeVore. My wife is right there, Julie DeVore. We live at 112 Mount Zion, Southwest Lancaster. We own other properties inside of the city limits of Lancaster also. So fortunately or unfortunately, mine's going to be short. You guys will find out here relatively soon this week why. But my name is Rick DeVore. I live at 112 Mount Zion Road, Southwest Ohio 43130. I currently border the existing data center and I strongly oppose any expansion. I'm evaluating all my legal, sorry, I don't have my glasses. I'm valuing all my legal options related to any potential expansions of the data center campus, so I will not be speaking anymore. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, my name's Kelly Vaughn. My family and I live at 4688 Wilson Road. I've been in the Lancaster community for about 15 years, and we bought our property just 8 years ago. This area in general and our farm are both very important to us. We're raising our small children there. We invested a large amount of our personal wealth there, redoing everything, assuming it was our forever home. I think my perspective is a little bit different than some of these folks. Luckily for me, I do not live up against the data center currently. I would estimate that my house is approximately a mile kind of straight out from the data center. So I think an important part of that perspective is that when they run those diesel generators, we can smell it in our kitchen. I am not that close. We also live very close. Basically, just next to our property is the headway of the Hocking River. We are asking that besides the impact to our own property and lives, that you consider the impacts to the development of the headwaters of the Hocking and prioritize the rights, well-being, and health of the current residents over development. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Megan Dannison. I live at 4899 Royalton Road. We built our house in 2018 and we moved in 2019. I've actually lived in this area since 1985 when I was born because that's my family's land. We bought family land and we built on it. It is emotional, so I apologize. I'm the good daughter of the family, so we built knowing next to my parents. My father has a rare form of MD, and we knew we would have to take care of him. And so we built, taking care of him, right beside of him. We actually structured our home so that in case I develop symptoms, that we have a first floor plan and no stairs and doors so that we can change anything we need to. We planned for that. And now I live directly across from Google. We were told when they came that it wasn't gonna be a big deal. It was gonna be a data center, 40 to 50 employees, not a big deal. We were worried. This is what we were worried about, that the area was gonna get built up, that there was gonna be Dollar Generals coming in and things like that. We were not prepared for what is coming now. We're talking about health and safety. And that does not even touching base on the noise, the pollution, the sounds, the dump trucks, the constant construction, the smoke towers that my son, 4-year-old son, is afraid of. We were not prepared for this. And so now what do? Do I stay so I can take care of my aging parents? Do I try to sell my home and screw the next home buyer that comes in because they're going to be living directly across from Google? It's day in, day out, and the neighborhood is fed up, and some of them can't even speak because they're not Lancaster citizens. But Google is in Lancaster limits. We have to deal with it. So we want to know who's protecting us, who's looking at the health and safety risk, who's looking at all of this. And I heard that the mayor came out and saw what it looks like. It's not even just the look, but now we're talking about our health. So do I stay and take the risk of getting lung cancer? Or do I try to sell my home? And then we don't have the financial support. We have a great finance rate. We built our forever home. We're there. It's our blood, sweat, and tears, which I'm sure all of you can feel that. Those flower beds are hand dug by our hand because this is our forever home. Home is supposed to be your safe place. Every one of you is going to go home tonight, take your shoes off, relax in your home, and not have to worry about those things. These people are not, and we have to hear it. I should not know what Google's alert sounds like. Alert, alert, please report to your corridor. Fire, fire, alert, alert. I should not know what that sounds like. And that periodically goes off all the time. So who's protecting us? Lancaster City allowed them to come in. So now they just keep expanding and expanding and expanding. And
Ma'am.
that is enough. When are we going to say?
Ma'am,
That's not
you've
right.
reached your 3-minute limit.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have any other individuals who wish to address council this evening?
I started my timer. My name is Brooks Rice. I live at 4813 Wilson Road Northwest with my wife. We have raised 2 boys here that now are juniors at Miami University, and a third who's a junior at the high school. We've been here since 2012. We've been active members of the community. We're taxpayers. We pay school taxes. We pay utilities. So I want to say, first of all, address it. It's very difficult to understand how I can speak to you, but out of circumstances, you can't hear from my neighbor, when we all know that the city council hears regularly and communicates regularly with Google. So that's an issue. And that is what we're really here to discuss, because what has happened is that Google has leveraged their ability to have NDAs, which are now being looked at in the State House in Ohio, to become illegal for the very reason that we're upset. And, you know, I didn't think I was going to, I don't normally get emotional, but it's hard to understand large industrial operations if you have never experienced them. Okay, mine sites, power plants, they're all set very far away from residential areas. The types of activities that happen there involve fires, drilling wells that are far beyond the capacity of residential wells. And that happened in 2024. Google was permitted to drill 30 wells in the driest year that Ohio has ever had. They ended up drilling 13 of them and pumping out enough water that affected the water table. Many of our neighbors, some who are not here, some who are and can't speak, lost their wells, or like us, had their wells affected where we had to change the treatment system because we were getting sick for 6 months because the water table had shifted and we were essentially drinking brine. Okay, and this is just the beginning of the types of issues that we deal with. We could go more, but I only have 3 minutes to talk to you guys about what we've experienced in 5 years. We've been accused of trying to get leverage over Google. We've been told that, well, some people are just going to be unhappy and that's the way it is. No, you guys represent the people here, not just in the city, but the people that you're going to annex and the people that are affected by what happens in the city, okay? I was told that, well, I get music that's played loud outside my home sometimes, so I just close my window. I defy you to close your window and not hear what she's talking to you about. The only thing that I'm here to ask for you is that you adopt zoning for data centers that are specific to data centers, specifically because Google is not a good neighbor, and we could talk for an extended amount of time about how they're not. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who wishes to address council this evening?
My name is Carol Abbott. I live at 4565 Wilson Road. I've lived in Lancaster since I was 2. And in 1987, I purchased land on Wilson Road from the Millers. Where were all of you in 1987? Think about how long that's been. 6 acres, hayfield. I planted literally thousands of trees. I designed a home. I built it. I live in it. It was perfectly quiet, lovely country then. Now, in the last 5 years, not so much. You can't imagine what this is like unless you live there, unless you've been out there during the noise and the light. I'm asking you to adopt zoning regulations suitable for data centers to protect our neighbors, your neighbors, and everyone in Lancaster. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Doug Tenney. I live on Railton Road. I've been here since 1997. Before I go any further, and my neighbors don't know I'm going to do this, all those who have stickers on like I have, would you please stand?
Sir, you address your comments to us. You do not have displays. We see the stickers. We appreciate this as an emotional thing, but please use your time to speak to council.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, President. I respectfully ask that Lancaster City Council members, along with us elected officials, take time to understand the health concerns my neighbors and I have that we are bringing to you this evening. These include pollution in the air, ground, and light. We are neighbors and concerned citizens who desire to be heard about the pollution issues that we see as relevant today. My neighbors and I are not the bad guys for coming to you this evening. We ask you to listen to the concerns that we detail this evening. Imagine for a moment you're living right where we are. We don't want dozens of generators operating, backup generators in a backup capacity to be able to operate 24/7 around the clock at any time, not ever. The diesel fumes along with prolonged and unknown noises are huge problems for our health. The untold names of dozens of chemicals that we cannot easily pronounce or understand are problematic. We ask that you write into legislation, along with other government bodies, that Google never be able to run these generators any longer than the backup running capacity that you could easily stipulate what that would be. As council members in Lancaster, you have a ginormous problem at hand. You have a data center which is operating 24/7 around the clock for years into the future. Before it was built, there were concerns that we were never known as we were neighbors, nor were they addressed. Meanwhile, my neighbors and I are in danger every day. The in and exit from executive session meetings needs to be seen as something other than slaps on the back of broad and smiling faces. Google needs to provide consistent, ongoing communication with all parties. Again, I ask council to address our concerns. Any pending legislation for any kind of reading or emergency action tonight needs to be delayed for at least 3 months. At this point, I ask that the Lancaster City not agree to everything that Google asked for. The setback requirements need to be 1,000 feet, not the current 250 feet. It is time for the health needs of my neighbors to be part of the equation for the problems that the Google development has brought to the city of Lancaster. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else this evening who wishes to address council? Seeing none, we thank you for coming this evening and providing your comments. Reports of standing committees.
I have 5 this evening. I have Administrative Committee meeting agenda dated May 23rd, 2026, submitted by Ms. Cohen. Service Committee meeting minutes dated May 26, 2026, submitted by Mr. Nisley. Safety Committee meeting agenda dated June 3rd, 2026, submitted by Mr. Bizjak. Administrative Committee meeting minutes dated June 3rd, 2026, submitted by Ms. Cohen. And then Finance Committee meeting agenda dated June 8th, 2026, submitted by Mr. Schoonover.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the reports of standing committees.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive and file the reports of standing committees. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Reports of special committees.
There are no reports this evening.
We have no public hearing this evening. We will now move on to the reading of resolutions, beginning with the third reading of temporary resolution 4726.
A resolution to authorize the Service Safety Director to enter into a design build contract for energy upgrade grants funds for the South Water Treatment Plant rehabilitation. Mr. Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Ms. Cohen.
Councilmember Ailes.
Yes, Mr. President, I move that we pass and engross and enter upon the written record resolution temporarily numbered 47-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 4726. Any discussion, Councilmember Ailes?
I have none.
Any discussion from council members? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes.
Yes.
Mr. Bizjak.
Yes.
Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Ms. Cohen.
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop.
Yes.
Mr. Nisley.
Yes.
Mr. Ogg.
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley.
Yes.
And Mr. Solly.
Yes.
Temporary resolution 4726 passes 10-0. Temporary resolution 4826.
A resolution authorizing the Service Safety Director to advertise for bids for the Tiki Lane Water Line Replacement Project. Again, this is through Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Ms. Cohen.
Councilmember Ailes.
Yes, I move that we pass and engross and enter upon the written record resolution temporarily numbered 4826.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 4826. Any discussion, Councilmember Ailes?
If you have any doubt that this needs to be done, there were two major, I would call them eruptions on Tiki Lane last year, and we need to replace this water line. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nicely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 4826 passes 10-0. Temporary resolution 4926.
A resolution authorizing the Service Safety Director to execute an engineering contract amendment for construction administration services for the Tiki Lane Water Line Replacement Project. This is through Water and Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Mr. Bizjack.
Councilmember Ailes.
Yes, I move that we pass and engross and enter upon the written record resolution temporarily numbered 49-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 4926. Any discussion, Councilmember Ailes?
No.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nicely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
And Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 4926 passes 10-0. Temporary resolution 5026.
A resolution authorizing the Service Safety Director to advertise for bids for the Lawrence Street Pump Station Replacement Project. Again, this is through Water and Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Mr. Bizjack.
Councilmember Ailes.
Yes, I move that we pass and engross and enter upon the written record resolution temporarily numbered 50-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 5026. Any further discussion?
No.
Anyone in the, okay. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nicely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Temporary resolution 5026 passes 10-0. We now move on to second reading, beginning with temporary resolution 5126.
A resolution to appropriate from the unencumbered balance and amend the certificate of appropriations with the county auditor in the general fund 1001 for a retirement from the Fairfield County Municipal Court Clerk's Office. This through Finance Committee, Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Ailes.
Councilmember Schoonover.
A second of three readings, please.
Second of three readings on temporary resolution 5126. Temporary resolution 5326.
A resolution approving and authorizing the mayor to submit to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Lancaster's fiscal year 2026 Community Development Block Grant Annual Action Plan and Statement of Objectives and to declare an emergency. This is through Economic Development Committee, Mrs. Hoop and Mr. Carr.
Councilmember Hoop.
Second of three readings. Thank you.
Second of three readings on temporary resolution 5326. Temporary resolution 5426.
A resolution authorizing the submission of an application by the City of Lancaster for the program year 2026 Community Housing Impact and Preservation Program and declare an emergency. It's through Economic Development Committee, Mrs. Hoop and Mr. Schoonover.
Councilmember Hoop.
Second of three readings.
Second of three readings on temporary resolution 5426. Temporary resolution 5526.
A resolution to appropriate from the unencumbered balance, amend the certificate of appropriations with the county auditor in the general fund 1001, complete a fund-to-fund transfer, increase receipts, appropriate from the unencumbered balance, and amend the certificate of other sources and appropriations with the county auditor in the LDOT Improvement Fund 3014. This is through Public Works Committee, Mr. Carr and Mr. Bizjack.
Councilmember Carr.
Second of three readings.
Second of three readings on temporary resolution 5526. Temporary resolution 5626.
A resolution authorizing the Service Safety Director to negotiate and enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Fairfield County Board of County Commissioners regarding Ohio Department of Transportation reimbursement grant funds to be paid to the county transit for an electric vehicle feasible study, to authorize the Service Safety Director to accept Ohio Transit Partnership Program grant funds, to increase receipts, appropriate from the unencumbered balance, and to amend the certificate of other sources and appropriations with the county auditor in the Public Transit Fund 2021, and to declare an emergency. This is through Finance Committee, Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Solly.
Councilmember Schoonover.
Second of three readings.
Second of three readings on temporary resolution 5626, temporary resolution 5726.
A resolution to authorize the Service Safety Director to accept 2026 AARP Community Grant Challenge Funds, to appropriate from the unencumbered balance and amend the certificate of appropriations with the county auditor and the general fund 1001. Again, this is through Finance Committee, Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Sully.
Councilmember Schoonover.
Second of three readings.
Second of three readings on temporary resolution 5726. We now move on to first readings, beginning with temporary resolution 5826.
A resolution authorizing the Service Safety Director to enter into an engineering agreement for various construction administration services for the Lawrence Street Pump Station Replacement Project. It's through Water and Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Mr. Bizjack.
Councilmember Ailes.
First of three readings.
First of three readings on temporary resolution 5826. Temporary resolution 5926.
A resolution authorizing the Service Safety Director to enter into an engineering agreement for various construction administration services for the South Water Plant Force Main Backflow Valves Project. Again, this is through Water and Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Mr. Bishop.
Councilmember Ailes.
First of three readings, please.
First of three readings on temporary resolution 5926, temporary resolution 6026.
A resolution to appropriate from the unencumbered balance and amend the certificate of appropriations with the county auditor in the Water Revenue Fund 6003 for a retirement within the Water Department. It's through Water and Water Pollution Control Committee, Mr. Ailes and Ms. Cohen.
Councilmember Ailes.
First of three readings, please.
First of two.
Two readings, excuse me.
Okay, thank you.
I'm in a pattern here.
First of two readings for temporary resolution 6026, temporary resolution 6126.
A resolution approving a petition for special assessments for special energy improvement projects and a supplemental plan for public improvements under Ohio Revised Code Chapter 1710 and declaring the necessity of acquiring, construction, and improving certain public improvements described in the supplemental plan for public improvements in cooperation with the Lancaster Regional Energy Special Improvement Districts, Inc., and declare an emergency. This is through Economic Development Committee, Mrs. Hoop and Mr. Carr.
Councilmember Hoop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion that council suspend its rules and waive the second and third readings of temporary resolution 61-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and waive the second and third readings of temporary resolution 6126. Is there any discussion on the motion to suspend?
Regarding the suspension, I would just ask council to consider suspending because it costs the city no money, but they would like to get their construction going. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the motion to suspend? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes.
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack.
Yes.
Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Ms. Cohen.
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop.
Yes.
Mr. Nisley.
Yes.
Mr. Ogg.
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover.
Yes.
Mrs. Smiley.
Yes.
Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules and waive the second and third reading of temporary resolution 6126 passes 10-0. Councilmember Hoop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 6126.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary resolution 6126. Any further discussion?
No, thank you.
Hearing no further discussion, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes.
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack.
Yes.
Mr. Carr.
Yes.
Ms. Cohen.
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop.
Yes.
Mr. Nisley.
Yes.
Mr. Ogg.
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover.
Yes.
Ms. Smiley.
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Temporary resolution, Motion to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record, temporary resolution 6126 passes 10-0. Temporary resolution 6226.
A resolution to authorize the mayor to enter into a development agreement with the Lancaster Port Authority for its Dave John Spec Building project. This is through Economic Development Committee, Mrs. Hoop and Mr. Knisely.
Councilmember Hoop.
First of three readings, thank you.
First of three readings on temporary resolution 6226. That concludes our reading of resolutions for this evening. We now move on to the reading of ordinances, beginning with the third reading of temporary ordinance 1126.
An ordinance approving the editing and inclusion of certain ordinances as parts of the various component codes of the codified ordinances of Lancaster, Ohio, and to declare an emergency. This is through Law Committee, Ms. Smiley and Mr. Carr.
Councilmember Smiley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record ordinance temporarily numbered 11-26.
Second. We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary ordinance 1126. Any discussion? Councilmember Smiley.
As a reminder, this request was sent to us by the codification company, and it's to make the Lancaster codified ordinance language mirror what the Ohio Revised Code text would align for the laws that were passed between December 9th of 2024 and December 31st of 2025. And so they are just organizing and renumbering.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Knisely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Temporary ordinance 1126 passes 10-0. We now move on to second reading of ordinances, beginning with temporary ordinance 1226.
An ordinance to authorize the Service Safety Director to accept a proposed gas utility easement from the LRV Investors II, LLC. This is through Service Committee, Mr. Knisely and Ms. Cohen.
Councilmember Knisely.
Second of three readings, please.
Second of three readings on temporary ordinance 1226. Temporary ordinance 1326.
An ordinance, one, authorizing the City of Lancaster, Ohio, to negotiate and enter into a transaction confirmation for an assessment management arrangement between the city and BP Energy Company related to the $300,525,000 Lancaster Port Authority Gas Supply Revenue Bonds, Series 2024A, and other related documents, and two, authorizing the engagement and payment of all necessary legal services required to enter into a transaction confirmation for the asset management arrangement and to declare an emergency. This is through Service Committee, Mr. Knisely and Mrs. Hoop.
Councilmember Knisely.
Second of three readings, please.
Second of three readings on temporary ordinance 1326. Temporary ordinance 1426.
An ordinance amending and restating permanent ordinance number 32-25 adopted August 11th, 2025, declaring the improvement to certain real property located in the city of Lancaster, Ohio, to be a public purpose, declaring such improvement to be exempt from real property taxation pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5709.40B, requiring the owners thereof to make annual service payments in lieu of taxes, describing the public infrastructure improvements to be made that will directly benefit the real property, establishing a public improvement tax increment equivalent fund for the deposit of service payments, together with related authorizations, and declare an emergency. It's through Economic Development Committee, Mrs. Hoop and Mr. Knisely.
Councilmember Hoop.
Thank you. Second of three readings. Thank you.
Second of three readings on temporary ordinance 1426. First reading of ordinances beginning with temporary ordinance 1526.
An ordinance to repeal and replace Lancaster Codified Ordinance Part 13, Building Code, Chapter 1331, Flood Damage Reduction. This is through Law Committee, Ms. Smiley and Mr. Ogg.
Councilmember Smiley.
First of three readings.
First of three readings on temporary ordinance 1526. Temporary ordinance 16-26.
An ordinance determining to proceed with the acquisition, construction, and improvement of certain public improvements in the city of Lancaster. Ohio, in cooperation with the Lancaster Regional Energy Special Improvement District and declaring emergency. This is through Economic Development Committee, Mrs. Hoop and Mr. Knisely.
Councilmember Hoop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion that council suspend its rules and waive the second and third reading of temporary ordinance 16-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and waive the second and third reading of temporary ordinance 16-26. Any discussion on the motion to suspend? Councilmember
Just a
Hoop.
reminder, they need to get construction going, so.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bishak?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Knisely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules and waive the second and third reading of temporary ordinance 16-26 passes 10-0. Councilmember Hoop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary ordinance 17-26.
16-26.
Oh, I'm sorry, 16-26.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary ordinance 16-26. Any discussion?
No.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bishak?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
And Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Knisely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary ordinance 16-26 passes 10-0. We now move on to temporary ordinance 17-26.
An ordinance levying special assessments for the purpose of acquiring, constructing, and improving certain public improvements in the city of Lancaster, Ohio, in cooperation with the Lancaster Energy Special Improvement District, approving the C-PACE assignment agreement and declaring emergency. This is through Economic Development Committee, Mrs. Hoop and Mr. Knisely.
Councilmember Hoop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion that council suspend its rules and waive the second and third reading of temporary ordinance 17-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and waive the second and third reading of temporary ordinance 17-26. Any discussion?
No.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bishak?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Knisely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules and waive the second and third reading. Temporary ordinance 17-26 passes 10-0. Councilmember Hoop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to make a motion that council pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary ordinance 17-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to pass, engross, and enter upon the written record temporary ordinance 17-26. No further discussion, I assume?
No.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bishak?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Knisely?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully.
Yes.
Temporary ordinance 17-26 passes 10-0. Temporary ordinance 18-26.
An ordinance to amend permanent ordinance 64-25 in non-union pay ordinance and to declare an emergency. This is through Finance Committee, Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Ailes.
First of three readings, please.
First of three readings on temporary ordinance 18-26. Temporary ordinance 19-26.
An ordinance to amend permanent ordinance 63-25, the management pay ordinance, and to declare an emergency. This is through Finance Committee, Mr. Schoonover and Mr. Sully.
First of three readings, please.
Thank you. First of three readings on temporary ordinance 19-26. That concludes our reading of resolutions and ordinances for this evening. We have no tabled legislation. We do have unfinished business with the liquor license application for a new permit for Lancaster Carryout LLC, permit number 05001238-1. At this point, Law Director, would we take a motion to either object or not object to the issuance of this permit? Is that correct? Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion from a council member to either allow this new permit to go through or object to the issuance?
Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
What do we know about these folks? I mean, can you give us some background? where it is, who's asking for it? Well, I guess
So-
we know who's asking for it, but
So it's at 1193 East Main Street. I apologize. I did not get any additional information on this from either the police department or the Division of Liquor Control. Typically, we get that and we have some idea to give you the information, but I'm guessing because Chief Snyder and Deputy Chief Caton were out, maybe somebody didn't collect that to provide it. But I didn't receive anything. I don't know if the clerk of council
I didn't
did either. Yeah.
So would it be fair to say, though, at this point, an objection would have to be based upon some sort of information that we would have in our possession that would say we would have to do that?
No. You can base your objection on your lack of information. It doesn't have to be some specific knowledge that you have about the business. So that's your decision, though.
Okay. For it to be
That's council's decision, sorry,
Correct.
not yours.
So we do have to take action on it. Do we have, yes?
As we had talked a little bit before, you said that this is for like a beer and wine permit?
It's a C2 permit.
C2, okay. I have no problem with this one, so I'll make a motion to give our blessing for the liquor license, or
I would just couch
Approve?
it. I would just couch it in terms of that we would not file an objection. to
okay,
that.
not file the objection.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye on the motion in the second.
Aye.
Folks, we have to take action on these when they come in. And typically, you would have an opportunity to object to this permit at a later time if there would be something that happens. This is somebody making an application for their business. So,
Mr. President, may I make a motion to table this motion in favor of making a motion to object?
It has to be done. We already asked for 30 days, and it's already past the day that it was due on 6/5. And it's either we're going to have a hearing on it or not. That's,
Point of parliamentary procedure, Mr. President. On top of that, since there's already a motion and a second on the floor, we have to vote on the motion.
Correct.
There's no amendments at this time.
correct. And
Understood.
it's
Thank you.
Please call the roll.
threw me off guard. Mr. Ailes?
No.
Mr. Bizjack?
No.
Mr. Carr?
No.
Ms. Cohen?
No.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
No.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 10.
Okay. That motion fails. Do we have a motion to object to the issuance of the permit?
Mr. President, I move to object to the issuance.
Second.
A motion and second to object to the issuance of the permit. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
No.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
No.
Mr. Schoonover?
No.
Ms. Smiley?
No.
And Mr. Sully?
Yes.
Motion to object to the permit passes 6-4. We also have new business, a liquor license for Love's Travel Shop at 872, Love's Travel Shop 872, permit number 0531-6528-23. We can
Just
either,
and this one is for more than just the beer and wine. It's for a different class of permit, correct?
Yes.
It's a Law Director Hall. This is a D2 permit. That would be different than the first one. Is that correct? Thank you. Yes, it is different. Allows for on-premises consumption.
I'll make a motion to object to this one.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to object to the liquor license for Love's Travel Shop 872. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
No.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
No.
Mrs. Hoop?
No.
Mr. Nisley?
Yes.
Mr. Ogg?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
No.
Ms. Smiley?
No.
And Mr. Solly?
Yes.
It's even. So it's even. At this point, I would vote no. This time, we would entertain a motion to allow the permit. We would have to take a motion to allow the permit to go through.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to allow the permit to proceed. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
No.
Mr. Carr?
No.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisley?
No.
Mr. Ogg?
No.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Solly?
No.
Same split.
Since we are split 5-5, I vote yes. Okay, thank you. Announcements of scheduled meetings.
I apologize. I have next regular sessions of council is June 22nd, 2026 at 6:30 PM in council chambers, and July 13th, 2026 at 6:30 PM here in council chambers.
Announcements of special scheduled meetings.
I have June 10th, 2026 at 6 PM here in council chambers.
Regularly scheduled committee meetings.
I have two upcoming committee meetings, Water and Water Pollution Committee meeting, June 12th, 2026 at 7:30 a.m. in the 1897 Conference Room in City Hall. And then Public Works Committee meeting, June 26th, 2026 at 7:30 a.m. in the 1897 Conference Room in City Hall.
Thank you. Reading of bills.
I have one this evening of $161.12 for publication of Permanent Ordinance 10-26.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the bill.
Second.
No, second.
A motion and a second to pay the bill. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We've now reached the point in the meeting where we have executive session listed. Is there a need for an executive session?
Yes.
Okay, if you would make a
I'd like
motion.
to make a motion. President Porter, I make a motion for the Lancaster City Council to convene into executive session to consider confidential information related to the specific business strategy and trade secrets of an applicant for economic development assistance pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121-22G8, because the information is directly related to a request for economic development assistance to be provided under Chapter 3735.67, involves public infrastructure improvements and involves the provisions of utility services directly related to an economic development project. Therefore, the executive session is necessary to protect the interest of the applicant, to protect the city's interest in the expenditure of public funds to be made in connection with the economic development project, The executive session should include the following individuals: all city council members, Council President Porter, Mayor McDaniel, Service Safety Director Woody, Auditor Nettles, Law Director Hall, Treasurer Stoughton, Lancaster Port Authority Executive Director Stephanie Bosco, and Tax Commissioner Amy Hamilton.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to enter into executive session. Please call the roll.
I'm sorry. Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bizjack?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoop?
Yes.
Mr. Nisling?
No.
Mr. Aug?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Ms. Smiley?
Yes.
And Mr. Sully?
Yes.
We're now in executive session. We will be coming back after this executive session to adjourn the meeting.
Bob had those days, I'm guessing.
We need a motion to leave executive session.
Mr. President, I move that we leave executive session.
We have a motion and a second to leave executive session. Please call the roll.
Mr. Ailes?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen? Yes. Mrs. Hoop? Yes. Mr. Nicely?
Yes.
Are you sure this time? No. Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Schoonover?
Yes.
Mr. Smiley?
Miss Smiley.
Sorry, I read
Mr.
Solly at the same time. And Mr. Solly.
I got 5 more questions.
Have fun.
Thank you, President. Thank you. We've now left executive session. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn, Mr. President.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.